miles as Chinese leader Xi Jinping and President Biden wrapped up their historic summit outside San Francisco yesterday. Biden says the two nations have restarted direct, open, clear communications. China's leader also struck a conciliatory note. Here he is speaking through an interpreter.
Planet Earth is big enough for the two countries to succeed, and one country's success is an opportunity for the other.
Xi's underlying message seemed to be that China is now a global superpower, but that the two countries still have much to gain from cooperation. U.S. Ambassador to China Nicholas Burns had a ringside seat to the gathering. Ambassador, Xi's comment that the world is big enough for two superpowers. I mean, we've had recent historical examples that suggest that is a troublesome road and things might not shake out that way. Are you confident after this meeting that two superpowers can coexist, specifically China and the U.S.?
Well, I think we're confident that there was a series of very productive, and as the President Biden said yesterday, very constructive meetings yesterday with President Xi Jinping and his delegation. They had not met, Marco, the two leaders, since a year ago in Bali, Indonesia, and it was time for a meeting. They had 4 hours together, and some fairly important results from those meetings. Number one, they agreed that we would resume all levels of military-to-military contacts between our two governments, so that in any kind of crisis we can work directly with each other. Number two, the Chinese agreed that they would work with us to stem the flow of these precursor chemicals from Chinese companies into the drug cartels in Mexico that make up the fentanyl that is poisoning in our society. And the Chinese have already begun to take law enforcement actions against these Chinese black market firms. Those were two very important practical results of yesterday's meeting.
Yeah, I want to get to definitely the fentanyl, but does that suggest that there's a clear path for the U.S. and China to peacefully coexist in the world?
Well, we have to live together in the world because we're the two largest economies, we're the two strongest militaries. Well, obviously, we have a very competitive relationship. We have many differences between us on important issues, and yet we don't want a conflict, obviously. These two leaders have known each other for 12 years.
Yeah, another prediction that Cryon made is that Africa is going to be stronger than China or the U.S. or any other country. That Africa is going to come together in the next. It's not going to be now or anything. It's not imminent, but it's coming in the next maybe 20 years or something like that. It's going to be a gradual thing. They're going to come together. And they're already throwing Western powers out of Africa. They're starting to throw them out now. And they're saying, no more cheap, free bees anymore. No more taking advantage of us. That's what they're doing now. And they're saying, we're not going to support your wars either. And that's the beginning. And they're wising up. They're realizing, okay, we can take care of ourselves instead of taking care of the West. And they're not selling France their uranium at a discount anymore, at a deep discount. And India is going to grow. I think India is going to be at least a regional power. They're going to get more powerful, and they're going to be able to take care of their own and maybe help others too. And South America is going to become more powerful. So I think that China, I hope they stay together. It'd be nice if they'd let Tibet become an independent country. Kind of indicated that the center of the world's spirituality is going to be in the southern hemisphere. That is going to be in Africa or South America. I can't remember which said. That right now the center of our spirituality is in Asia. You know, that's where our best of the best is. But in the future, 50 years from now, let's say, it's going to be in the southern hemisphere somewhere, maybe South America. I'm guessing, it could be South America or Africa. There's really not that much, there's not as much land. Okay, what do we got? Okay, W turns. That's WW. Boy, that roof's caving in. That's one of those older brick buildings too. I mean, if they can save that. But Africa is going to be a formidable. They're not going to be dangerous. They're going to be a formidable don't know if formidable is the word. They're going to be a very powerful economic force in the world, and they're not going to be a pushover. They're going to be a power. They're going to have they got a lot of resources because they're going to come together like the common market did. So all the African countries will come together in a common market, and it's a big continent. That's going to be nobody's going to push them around anymore. Fortunately, it'll be beneficial. They're not going to try to conquer anything or anything like that. And India is going to solve their problems, and it's going to be the Hindus that are going to do it too. Hindus are going to arise in India, and they're going to fix some of the pressing problems that India has. So, some of this won't happen for a little while. It's going to happen probably going to happen after, the peace comes in Israel and stuff. But part of it, they're already coming together in Africa, and they're not supporting the wars. So it's already having an effect. People of Africa are saying no to these senseless wars. It's already having a good effect on the world. They're saying no to Ukraine, and they're saying no to Israel, and they're basically, what it's going to do is they're going to force them to do something other than what they've been doing. Going to make them choose something better, because there won't be anybody to support the bad stuff they're doing anymore. And that's why they've been able to do it all these years, because everybody supported it or let them do it. Okay, are we leaving Juneau County, or are we? It says something about Juneau County on that sign. I wonder if you can read that. I don't think we're in Juneau County, are we? We can't be. Maybe we are. Maybe in this corner of it or something. Maybe in the bottom corner. Yeah, there's a lot of good things coming, though, for the world. A lot of good inventions. It's going to change the world a lot, because we're going to not have the weight of these elites on our back anymore. It's going to be the fall of the elite. That's what we're experiencing right now. He says they're done. The elite's done. Their time is over. And as they die off, they're not coming back. They may not even come back to Earth. They're not going to be able to do the damage. And some of them are still here, and we may have to wait for them to die off before we get the relief of them being gone. They'll just have to die of old age. And he says, no, it's not going to be the answer to kill them either, because it would create chaos, if we killed them. There's a lot, they're in high places, and it would create too much chaos in our economy and stuff if we killed them. He says they'll have to die off gradually, and as they die off, things will get better. We'll get relief. I mean, we're going to have a big exposure event of all their stuff with children and stuff. That's coming up, what they're doing to little kids, and he talks about it at length. He says it's horrible. That's coming. This is people that we didn't know, that we never would have guessed are going to be caught. It's a satanic ritual with children, and it's going on. It's not just a fringe thing that's going on. It's a big deal. They're going to be exposed, and we're going to find out it's people that we elected to office. It's people that are heads of companies, famous people. Hopefully not Madonna. I hope Madonna's not doing it. We're going to be surprised, though. We're going to be like, oh my God. And it's been going on. It's been going on probably for thousands of years. And that's going to be exposed. That might be exposed in the next 2 years. I'm kind of guessing that that's going to be exposed along with their wars and stuff. That it's going to be horrifying what they've been doing. And it's going on right under our noses.